if none of them are willing to budge from their stance.
All right, let me take the final word from my colleague Shirin Elizabeth. She's been tracking all the developments, and all my colleagues have been tracking the story here in the national capital in the scorching, unpredictable heat of Delhi. Shirin, how did the day really look like? What kind of meetings we saw? No decisions so far, and we just heard DK Shivakumar. He really didn't say anything, very tight-lipped. He wasn't even ready to divulge if he's going to stay in Delhi or he's going to Karnataka.
That's right, and that is exactly what Randeep Singh Surjewala also said. DK Shivakumar, while speaking to the media, said don't believe in the rumours, don't believe in the gossip, and that's exactly what Randeep Singh Surjewala also came out and said, that all these speculation should be avoided. The deliberation is still on. Whereas outside Mallikarjun Kharge's residence, we have just seen that since morning there have been MLAs that have been coming and going. Even now, just moments ago, MB Patil and also Sharan Prakash Patil, both these MLAs have also reached the residence of Mallikarjun Kharge. So, of course, the meeting after meeting are, of course, going on. What we are getting to know is that probably by tomorrow, a final decision will be taken. As of now, both Siddaramaiah and DK Shivakumar are going to camp in the national capital till the time a decision, a consensus is not reached. So, both of them are going to be stationed.
Let's see how soon the consensus can be reached, if it's a consensus at all, and if it is a formula which is acceptable to the losing side, because that's the tricky part of it. I thank all my colleagues for joining us on the broadcast. Well, joining us on the show is our special panel tonight. Shehzad Poonawalla, the national spokesperson of the BJP, Advocate Mahima Singh, who's the spokesperson for the Congress party. Tehseen Poonawalla, who's a political analyst, is also with us on the broadcast. Professor Sangeet Ragi, Mr. Rashid Kidwai, author and senior journalist, also with us on the show. Good evening to all of you. Mahima Singh ji, coming to you first, taking in a point of view. Well, this was anticipated. I mean, the Congress party was very confident of its victory in the state of Karnataka, and this was an inevitable situation to arise in the scenario for victory like it has happened right now. Should the Congress party have been better prepared to deal with this? Because so far we haven't had a consensus.
Good evening all. एक उम्र कट गई है तेरे इंतजार में, एक उम्र कट गई है तेरे इंतजार में, कुछ ऐसे हैं भी कट न सकी जिनसे एक रात. So the BJP's condition is like that right now, Anusha, because the BJP, having itself delayed cabinet formation in Maharashtra by 1 month, in other states like Uttarakhand, Madhya Pradesh, in the hijacked governments, of course, which were not even formed by them. So this is exactly how a party talks which has never been able to win a clear mandate in a well-informed state like Karnataka. Because you see, Kannadigas are very clear. And the Kannadigas are not impatient today, because they know that the Congress has one after the other an array of tall leaders, very capable leaders. We can point anybody and they'll be able to look after the interests of the state very well. But it's only about not serving a half-baked pie. We'd like to serve the public of Karnataka what they deserve. A panel of ministers, a cabinet of ministers headed by a very befitting gentleman who would best secure their interests. That is why there's no haste.
Mahima, one interjection. Please allow me one interjection. Mahima, hasn't this competition, talent, and I'm not saying that there shouldn't be a healthy one within the party. It looks like so far that there's solidarity. But hasn't this situation backfired for you? Say in Rajasthan, in Madhya Pradesh. I could pull out other examples as well.
See, the kind of mandate we have won in Karnataka recently, of course, it's a pain, it's a severe burn for many. We understand that. As I said, ऐसे भी हैं कि कट ना सकी जिनसे एक रात.
तो चलिए मैं बीजेपी से सवाल ले लेती हूँ महिमा जी, because you've been pointing out a lot of questions to the BJP. Shehzad, this is not an inordinate delay. Mahima ji, I'll come to you. Please allow me 30 seconds. All right, finish your point, Mahima ji. Finish your point.
I was just going to say that Karnataka has a huge responsibility with the kind of historical mandate it's given to us. It's put a huge responsibility on our shoulders, and we'd like to take care of it with utmost caution and precision.
Point taken. Shehzad, it's not an inordinate delay. There are instances where the BJP has taken longer to pick the chief minister. Why are you nitpicking on the Congress party? That's what they're asking you.
इंतजार करते करते एक और शाम बीत जाएगी. इंतजार करते करते एक और शाम बीत जाएगी. जो मैंडेट था स्थिरता का, कर्नाटका भी राजस्थान की ओर चली जाएगी. देखिए, हम तो ये कह रहे हैं कि इट्स नॉट अबाउट द डिले. The fact is that once a decision was taken, even in our party, decision was taken after a few days, no problem. But once Yogi Adityanath ji's decision was taken by the elected MLAs, was there somebody sitting in dharna against him? When it was taken in Uttarakhand or whether it was taken in any other state, did you see any leadership of our state sitting there after 4 years saying that no promises have been fulfilled and we are on dharna? And if this was such a democratic process, pray why is Sachin Pilot being called anti-party and anti-national? In fact, sedition cases were filed against him. Thirdly, you know, there are only 2 sets of bodies where the organs of that bodies are fighting against each other for power. In Pakistan, multiple organs fighting against each other for power, and in Congress, multiple organs fighting against each other for power. And therefore, this Rajasthan template of political adultery, you know, Anusha, when you say Kabul hai to more than one, that Kabul hai, Kabul hai, Kabul hai leads to talaq, talaq, talaq. In Rajasthan, they have said Kabul hai to more than one. Now, one of the claimants is sitting saying talaq, talaq, talaq. In Chhattisgarh, they have said Kabul to more than one. One of the claimants is sitting there saying talaq, talaq, talaq. Let me just complete. Then in Himachal also, and now I'll tell you what is the real problem. My problem is not about this talaq template of Rajasthan. Who will be the next Sachin Pilot of Karnataka? This is not my concern. In Himachal, they said 1,500 rupees to the women will be given, not fulfill promise. 300 units will be given.
But
I'll promise. No, one second.
I'll come to the welfare scheme.
Anusha, this is fundamental. Anusha, this is fundamental. Of all the things, this is
One
fundamental.
interjection.
You can have that interjection after I finish. I'm telling you, please have that interjection, but after I finish. Only thing I'm trying to say is that the promises of the people go behind and then posturing, position, poster becomes the main thing.
You can't criticize one party for not having democracy, and then if they have an internal process that they're following while electing a leader, then you slam them, then why are you taking so long?
I'll tell you, because this is nothing remotely close to democracy. I'll tell you why. Because they have said that it will be the elected MLA's decision, which has already been noted in a report. Then what is taking them so much time? Mr. Khadge comes out and says that whatever the observers observe with the report will go to the High Command. He does not even consider himself as the High Command. This is their so-called democracy. Parivar Tantra is not equal to Lok Tantra. Thirdly, last and final point. What is Rahul Gandhi's locus? Why is he meeting the 2 or 3 parties involved in this? Is he a current president of the party? Shouldn't Mr. Khadge decide it? And at the end, and last point, the fundamental point for the BJP as a national spokesperson, I'll reiterate, is that Himachal, 1,500 rupees to women not given, 300 units not given, Rajasthan, Kisan Karz Maafi not given, the promises go behind, and it is the people who are betrayed.
Right now is that whether this is unreasonable delay or perhaps any kind of reasonable time that any political party would take to make such a critical decision. This is not a situation that somebody could have not predicted. You know, Mr. D.K. Shivakumar versus Mr. Siddaramaiah, we've been talking about it for the last 2 years in the newsrooms. Should the Congress party have been better prepared? Should there have been a template or an SOP when the situation arises, or perhaps this was inevitable? Mahima ji has a fair point. She says, we're only following our internal processes. BJP says, well, this is another Rajasthan in the making.
Thank you for having me on the show. And why would anyone assume that the Congress was not prepared for it? In fact, I can tell you for a fact on the show, Congress was absolutely prepared, and it's going so smoothly. So the worthy spokesperson from the National Party, Bharatiya Janata Party, says, did not answer your fundamental question. 7 days delay for Himanta Biswa Sharma ji, who, by the way, was campaigning in Delhi while you had a sitting chief minister in Assam. Long delay for Yogi Adityanath ji. Now he says, have you seen any dharna against Yogi Adityanath ji? I want to read out CNN News 18. BJP MLAs 100 protest against own government, Yogi Adityanath ji, in Uttar Pradesh Assembly. 100.
No, but that was not after the swearing in. That's a separate event that happened.
So did Sachin Pilot do it after the swearing in? No,
separately. He did not do it.
Correct. So what's true for the apples must hold true for the oranges.
No.
So now,
I'll come back to you. One at a time. Yes.
In the Assembly. You tell me another example of 100 MLAs protesting against their own government. हम करे तो चमत्कार, कोई और करे तो गुनहगार.
Let me have just one
small. Finish your argument, then
I don't steal my time. Don't interrupt me. So 100 MLAs. So हम करे चमत्कार, कोई और करे गुनहगार. Now let's come to the fundamental point. I am promising you this on your show. Faster than what Himanta Biswa Sharma ji became chief minister, you will have the next chief minister of Karnataka. Why is there a delay? Let me put the template in front of you. The delay is, as Mahima ji rightly said, that the portfolio allocations have to be done so that the people of Karnataka are served well. And in the first cabinet meeting, important decisions will be taken, like it was taken in Himachal, like it was taken in Uttarakhand, etc. Now, just one last point before I end. In Maharashtra, the illegitimate government, Supreme Court said it, the way they formed that government, for over a month, 2 men, Shinde ji and Fadnavis ji, sat alone and had a cabinet meeting. 2 men were doing chai pe charta and man ki baat and calling it a cabinet for over a month. हम करे तो चमत्कार को और करे तो गुनहगार.
The invitation to invite Mr. Shinde to form the government was actually the right process.
Yeah.
The
Yes,
Supreme
yes.
Court
I'm
had a
not
lot of
disputing that.
objections with the initial
I'm not
process.
disputing
Yeah,
any
let's
of
not go
that.
there.
I'm talking about-
But
a very
Shehzad,
quick counter.
simply limiting it to the points that Tehseen has made in the context
First
of
of all,
Karnataka.
I made it amply clear that this was not a function of time issue. I made that very clear. I can understand that perhaps some people are not able to process it.
उनका time
One
पूरा
second,
चल रहा है.
I
That's
did
why he
not.
made that
One at a time. No, one at a time.
he also-
Shehzad right. Shehzad right. Yes.
I very clearly articulated. Now I understand that he's only considered me as a spokesperson of the National Party, so it says much about the Congress and what the supporters think about them. But I said very clearly that it's not a question of time. They can take 2 days extra. That's all right. I said once a decision is taken, was there any protest by any other claimant for the position of UP-CM against Yogi Adityanath? Or was there any claimant in Madhya Pradesh who sat against the CM of Madhya Pradesh once the decision was taken? Or in any other state like Uttarakhand? In that case, Rajasthan, there are 2 claimants. One claimant was chosen and the second claimant has been sitting against him after 4.5 years. So I have articulated it very precisely. It is not about the time. It is about once a decision,
Just one
in
line.
your opinion, which is a Loktantric decision is taken, then why is it leading to political bigamy?
Just one line.
This political bigamy is what
so
I'm
one
talking
second.
about.
To deduce your argument, Shehzad, what you're arguing is that you may take a reasonable time to reach a decision
Absolutely.
as to who can be the chief minister. But would this government be stable? That's the key
So,
question.
just
So
one
I
line.
have to
Just
ask.
That's
a-
my point.
Just one
I
line.
have to
Just
ask a
one
counter
line.
question to the BJP.
Yeah.
The counter question is that Congress party argues that in fact it's the BJP which is responsible for the political instability in various states, and you have used extra constitutional means to actually destabilize governments.
Give me one example.
Well, there were multiple
Karnataka.
questions
No, one
that
example.
happened.
Karnataka,
one second.
Karnataka,
That
Maharashtra.
happened in Goa. Goa was much
Who
talked
declared
about.
it unconstitutional?
Nobody
One second,
declared
one
it.
second.
Nobody
One
declared
second.
it. Nobody
Anusha,
declared it.
you-
But
Anusha, one second.
when you
You
talk
said-
about constitutionality, there is a question of morality,
declares that?
and there's a question of legality.
Okay, now can I answer?
Should I quote you the
Can I
Uttarakhand
answer?
High Court?
Can I
Uttarakhand High
answer?
Court
Can I
judgment.
answer?
Yes, please go ahead.
You said that we have used unconstitutional means to fiddle
No,
with...
your political opponents argue that. Yes.
That political opponents. They argue it even when we got the mandate in 2018 in Karnataka, the number 2 and number 3 party formed a government, they argued it against us. In Maharashtra, we won the mandate and Uddhav Sena fought under Modi ji's photo and then went and formed an alliance with them and came into power, and we are politically and constitutionally immoral. So, Anusha, I don't need certificates of ad hominem from people who have sold their entire political consciousness and gone to parties which they accused of riots in Mumbai and then went and did a deal with them. So, these friends with benefits can have their own stand on political morality. My limited point is, once you took a decision in Rajasthan, Gehlot ji, who is now sitting against Mr. Gehlot ji? Is it BJP?
Please, just give me one
Tehseen,
second.
one second.
Only
Tehseen,
one
one
line.
second.
No.
I
He's getting
have-
away by a lie. One second.
What lie
He
did
spoke
I
about,
say?
I'll tell you. He spoke about friends with benefit. Rather be friends with benefits than be poison ivy that puts then rather poison ivy. But let me come to 2 things that
You're
you have
referring
to.
to Sachin.
I'm referring to your statement. Let me just come to 2 very important things. He said, "Can you tell me a Supreme Court judgment?" All I asked the worthy BJP spokesperson is read Arunachal and Uttarakhand judgment, and the slap on the face of the BJP. The slap on the face of the BJP. Give me another example where the Goa governor herself said, because you mentioned Goa, she said, I took advice, not from High Court or Supreme Court judges, from Arun Jaitley, the law minister, governor taking advice
Can
from
I have
Arun
just one
Jaitley.
counter?
But
we're digressing.
We're digressing.
In Arunachal, Uttarakhand, and
We're digressing.
all these
No,
places
allow
we
me
have
my
formed the
point.
government against with the people's mandate.
made your
People's
point.
mandate,
You made
how
your point.
the highest voter percentage was Congress, it was the single largest party. हम करें तो
Uttarakhand
चमत्कार.
who came
We
to
do
power
Chanakya
again.
Niti.
I
You
don't
do it's not
understand where
Gandhi
this is
ki.
going.
Why?
All right,
I don't know
let
where
me
he
let me
take- where
let
he's
me bring
taking
in
this.
let me bring in Mr.
Am I
Rashid
factually wrong on any
Kidwai
point?
You are
and
absolutely
Professor
factually
Sangeet
wrong.
Ragi also into the discussion. Mr. Kidwai, there's a fair point that the BJP raises here is that okay, take your reasonable time in forming the government, electing the chief minister. But what is the guarantee that this wouldn't turn out to be a government which is internally unstable, say, for example, a state like Rajasthan, or for other states, where there's a Congress rule government? Internal factions have weakened governance in multiple states, and Rajasthan is a classic example. Mr. Kidwai.
Thank you, Anusha. I think Mahima and Shehzad both started with the Urdu couplet, so let me also join in and
Please
say,
go ahead.
उम्र दराज से मांग के लाए थे 4 दिन, 2 दिन आरज़ू में कट गए, 2 इंतजार में. I think the Congress, see the delay part of the Congress is very much It's within their rights to, go through the motions and all. But the utter lack of transparency. I mean, for 48 hours, Anusha, we are just hearing sources. Who are these sources? Where is Mr. Jairam Ramesh? Where is Mr. Pawan Khera or Supriya or any authorized version, General Secretary in charge, Randeep Surjewala? See, the problem with the Congress has been they missed a boat in the sense that when the observers had gone, they should have made that, their observations public. That who has, support of how many MLAs. This is the same mistake that Congress had made during the appointment of Chief Minister of
But Mr. Kidwai, putting those
Rajasthan
details out in the public
Chhattisgarh.
domain, doesn't that make the Congress party more vulnerable to factionalism than they already are? I mean, their internal politics could already make them weak inside.
Factionalism, Anusha, is there. Factionalism is the internal part. I'm saying that the lack of, transparency, delay is fine. They can wait for another week or so. Point is that what is causing delay? We do not know. Whether has Mr. DK Shivakumar made any public announcement that he wants a deputy chief minister post, he wants chief minister post, he wants this portfolio, that portfolio. That is what I'm saying. There is no authorized version. Why are these spin doctors and old strategists are circulating WhatsApp messages? I get every day 5-4 messages.
Yeah.
What is happening in the Congress? That is my question.
Mahima ji, do you have a point to make there? Please go ahead.
Please. Yeah,
Yes.
critical to indulge me here because I want to say to Rashid ji that this is what I have to say to the Indian media today. ले गया कौन छीन के आज तेरा सबरो करार बेकरारी ए दिल तुझे कभी ऐसी तो न थी. So this is what I have to say because Rashid ji, the sources that you're talking about, we have not said. Mr. Surjewala has come out today and given a clear-cut bite. He has said to the media that we have not dissipated any information. Whatever information somebody is projecting, because unlike the BJP, we regard and respect the freedom of speech and expression in this country. So if the media is publishing something and broadcasting something, how can we really, stop that or control that? Because
but Mahima ji, I also want you to weigh in on the point of stability. The BJP is saying, well, take your reasonable time in electing your chief minister or deciding who the chief minister is going to be. But there's no guarantee that there wouldn't be Ashok Gehlot versus Sachin Pilot, kind of situation that may emerge yet again. You may quieten down the situation right now, but it may go out of hand in the days to come.
Let me quickly say that first of all, the debate is about Karnataka and I don't know why are we digressing time and again to Rajasthan. The BJP spokesperson is very confused because he's only referring to Rajasthan through and through. But let me just say that you see, it is a huge mandate. I will reiterate what I already said.
Yes.
When have you seen a PM Modi or a Home Minister Amit Shah walk into Mr. Nadda's home and discuss democratically within the party who should be chosen or who should be nominated as the CM. On the contrary, in the Congress, you have seen all the tall leaders of the party walked into Mr. Kharge's home, have had rounds of meetings. It's going to go on till the time our pie is fully baked and ready to serve. And when it is so, the world will see and you will be informed first of all, Anusha.
Mahima ji, can I also ask you, there was a point that Shehzad raised earlier, that what is the locus of Rahul Gandhi and why is he involved in the decision-making process? Because officially, right now, he doesn't hold any important critical position within the Congress party other than being a senior leader of the party.
He's not even an MP.
The locus of Rahul Gandhi is of that unprecedented citizen of India and man and a leader who has walked the 3,500 kilometers talking to the people, understanding their issues.
Are you saying he's the only unprecedented citizen in this country?
Do not interject, please.
No, you called him an unprecedented quote-unquote citizen of India. So are there any more unprecedented citizens you want to consult or he's just a special case because of his surname?
Busted. Please have the patience, due patience, please.
I am.
And the BJP person was talking about... Anusha, the BJP spokesperson was talking about the freebies. Let me remind, in 2022, Mr. Rajnath Singh promised cylinders in Uttar Pradesh. Where are the cylinders? The scooties.
महिमा जी, अभी आपने बोला ना कि हम कर्नाटक की बात करेंगे तो कर्नाटक की बात करेंगे, राजस्थान की बात करेंगे तो राजस्थान की बात करेंगे. So I want to stay there. I want to stay on that particular issue.
You
Yes.
point out, I am bringing another state to respond to the futile accusations of the BJP spokesperson. I am absolutely disinterested in digressing this very important debate where the viewers, their precious time is being consumed. Let us stick to the agenda, and I have told you that we'll dissipate the information when it is fully baked. Our national leaders have spoken.
All right, Shehzad, a quick point from you.
I know, because Professor Ragi is
Professor
waiting.
Ragi is also waiting.
I'll just use one more Urdu couplet. कि ताउम्र महिमा यही गलती करती रही, राशिद ने बताई कि धूल चेहरे पे है, महिमा आईना साफ करती रही.
You make all of them while you're in studio, Shahzad?
Some of them are just inspired by Rashid and Ragi ji.
I want to cut across to Professor
How they
Sangeet Ragi
distort
as well.
shayari. This is how they distort facts and this is how they distort shayari.
Well,
अरे मैंने
I
तो
agree.
शायरी बोली है. गालिब
अभी-
को
अभी
प्रॉब्लम नहीं
शायरी के ऊपर
है.
हम नहीं
गालिब
लड़
जो
रहे
बुरा
ना.
नहीं मान रहा, महिमा बुरा मान रही है. He is also an unprecedented citizen.
attributed to Galib. It's
No,
not
I-
by
संस्कार
Galib.
होते हैं आपके
Just for
ऊपर.
the record.
Okay, all right. I want to cut across to Professor Sangeet Ragi as well. Professor Ragi, do you think it's a tad bit unfair to say that what happened in Rajasthan with the Congress party would happen in Karnataka? I mean, the mandate is very decisive. Both leaders have, behaved themselves with utmost political maturity and sworn allegiance to the Congress party. So there are no grounds to say that Karnataka perhaps could be another Rajasthan.
Anusha, I have spoken it earlier also, and before the Karnataka result came out, that Mr. D.K. Shivakumar, within a small group of, his followers, has said that this time it is he who will be the chief minister of the state, with support or without support. So the tussle is not as simple as it is being projected by the Congress spokesperson here. Secondly, the delay is not due to thinking over or giving thought to how the governance in the state of Karnataka has to be created over a period of 5-year times to come. It is all a tussle between the two iconic leaders from the state, and nobody is ready to concede the ground.
Yeah.
Because Siddaramaiah knows it very well that this is the last leg of his political career. And D.K. Shivakumar knows it very well that politics doesn't give you opportunity all the time. This time, or you don't know sure what will happen tomorrow. Even if 2.5 years and 2.5 year rotational formula doesn't work at all, not within the party, also across the party, and also within the party it hasn't worked. Even we have seen it in the BJP, we have seen it in Congress and with other political parties as well. So the matter is very serious. Congress party raised the issue that the BJP does. Fine, BJP does, because the political leadership at the top of the BJP is capable enough to handle such things, and when it gives the dictates, it is followed by the party at the lower level. Because the political leadership at the center, whether Amit Shah ji is there or Prime Minister Modi, they deliver to the victory to the Congress. The victory of the Congress party in Karnataka is not because of Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, or
It's
Priyanka
because of
Gandhi
these
Vadra.
regional satraps.
The victory is because of the local leaders.
Yes.
And therefore, the central leader doesn't have the guts and capability to handle such kind of a crisis.
Okay.
So tomorrow, if there is a vertical split within the Congress in times to come, I will not be very surprised.
Vertical split is something that you're not ruling out.
I don't think
I
that
take those points forward,
any faction is going to concede it.
No faction is going to concede here. Tehseen, I want to go back to one more point and then you can respond to what Professor Sangeet Ragi also said. What is the role of Rahul Gandhi in this entire decision-making process? If this is a democratic party in true sense, he doesn't hold a party position right now. As BJP says, he's not even an MP at this point in time.
Thank you for that question. I'm glad I'm getting to address that. But I do want to respond to what Mr.
Sure.
Ragi said. So there is no if, no but. Hear me, read me correctly. Though I'm a political analyst, I vote for the Congress. I'm very clear on this. The Gandhi family is, along with Kharge ji, the high command. No if, no but, and no need to be embarrassed. What is the role of Mohan Bhagwat ji and RSS? Who are they? The Gandhi family sacrificed their life for this country. Whether it's Shri Rajiv ji, please don't interrupt, Shri Mati Indira
Mohan
Gandhi,
Bhagwat,
Shri Jawahar,
Mohan
please don't
Bhagwat
interrupt me. I never interrupt
doesn't
anyone. I
dictate who is
expect the
going to be the chief
courtesy.
minister.
Please, allow me my say. It's very unfair.
Go ahead.
These are our leaders. The vote is for them. The Congress voters' Shraddha is in the high command, which includes them. So they hold a special place in our hearts, in the leadership. That's A. Now, so this is the regional party. You will never see, Anusha, what happened in the past, forget. You will never see and I know this visual will not play on your channel, like how Amit Shah ji caught Nadda ji's hand and pushed him away, you will never see Rahul ji doing that to Kharge ji. You will never see those visuals. Let me come to the point that the BJP spokesperson and Sangeet Ragi ji is very. जो बच्चा पैदा ही नहीं हुआ उसके मुंडन की तैयारी कर रहे हो, क्या वो मुंडन में उसका सर चल जाएगा? अरे भैया सरकार बनने दो, बहुमत से चलेगी. All these predictions.
ऐसा हुआ है ना?
हुआ है, बिल्कुल हुआ है. बीजेपी में भी हुआ है. बीजेपी में
I'll
point is, sir, just 2 minutes and I'll finish.
He can continue then.
Two
No,
minutes.
30 seconds and then I'm coming to you.
2 minutes.
30 seconds.
I also want to say
It's a pointed
I
two
also want to say a shairi. I also want to say. Just 2 minutes and I'll keep quiet. BJP में पहला हुआ. You can't go by past presidents. What is the present? In the past, why don't they take this aspect of Karnataka, that Siddaramaiah was the only chief minister in the recent history of Karnataka, last 15-20 years, who finished a 5-year tenure. No other chief minister, including BJP. That nobody will talk about. So you don't talk about the good of the Congress. One last thing. BJP, when I hear them speak, what comes to mind is Ajab teri siyasat, Ajab tera nizam. Ajab teri siyasat, Ajab tera nizam. Yazid se bhi dosti, Hussain ko bhi salam. They will play both sides of the coin. They call it Chanakya Niti. Hamari Gandhigiri kyun nahi? Aapki Chanakya Niti.
Shehzad, please go. Shehzad.
First of all, this is not called Shraddha, it's called Andhashraddha or Andhabhakti. Because, there are two ways in which you can elect a CM. There is a democratic constitutional process where the elected MLAs elects a CM. And in the party paraphernalia, you can consult the topmost executive body of the party. Rahul Gandhi can't, just because he's an unprecedented quote-unquote citizen of this country, get to decide this, because the last time an unprecedented citizen decided about Rajasthan, which was Ms. Priyanka Vadra, who was probably not even in the party at that time, you have seen this crisis. So this unprecedented citizen deciding for citizens of Karnataka or Rajasthan is the biggest slap on their face. That whatever citizens decide, my unprecedented citizen will decide. And therefore I say, क्या हुआ तेरा वादा, वो कसम, वो इरादा, भूलेगा जो जिस दिन मुझे, वो दिन कांग्रेस का आखिरी दिन होगा. Is being sung by Mr. Shivakumar and by Mr. Sachin Pilot. These unprecedented citizens are being slapped by the citizens.
I am completely enjoying this. Tehseen, go ahead. And then Mahimaji. Yes,
the people of India are saying ये ना थी हमारी किस्मत के विसाले यार होता और जीते रहते, यही इंतजार होता मोदी जी के वादे पर जिए जो ये जाना झूठा कि खुशी से मरना जाते अगर एतबार होता. इसलिए तो उनको कर्नाटका से भगा दिया, हिमाचल से भगा दिया. बट लेट मी कम टू द पॉइंट.
और कहां आपको कहां स्वीकारा?
हाँ, तो वही
2014 में ना स्वीकारा, 2019 में ना स्वीकारा.
सर आई नेवर इंटरप्ट यू, प्लीज.
आपने इंटरप्ट नहीं, आप अभी डिबेट से कहीं और जा रहे हो. प्लीज आंसर अबाउट द अनप्रेसिडेंटेड सिटीजन
पॉइंट. आई एम आंसरिंग अबाउट व्हाट डू यू एंकर.
आप इधर रहिए और जवाब दीजिए.
You don't bully the anchor.
Unprecedented.
I have answered that.
What
I'm
is
not
the
going
meaning
to.
of
The anchor is not going to get bullied because she's a woman. You make that objection.
Let's get back to the issue. Let's get back to the issue.
I've answered on Rahul ji. Let's come to the issue.
No, what has he answered? I have not.
I'm trying to get an answer from
Rahul ji,
him.
Priyanka ji, Sonia ji are part of the high command. There is no if, no but along with Kharge ji.
But
now, please.
One second.
So how is this democratic?
One second. Listen to the question. See, I understand that the internal democracy of a political party works very different from, say, national politics, right? There's a party constitution by which you abide and by which you follow the rules, right? Under the party constitution, I'm not going to the democratic principles of Plato and Socrates, right? Under the party constitution, is that given that Gandhis have a bigger
Thank
role?
you for that question.
Yes.
Under the party constitution, all decisions that will be signed by the General Secretary Organization, K.C. Venugopal and Kharge ji. But we have a connection with them, just like the RSS has a connection with the BJP and RSS. Please now don't interrupt. RSS summons BJP ministers, sitting ministers to give report cards. I'm quoting first person, I'm quoting CNN newspaper. But please allow me. This is a very important point. How was it democratic when the sitting chief minister of Gujarat was watching CNN?
Yes. Professor Sangeet Ragi, I'm coming to you. I'm coming to you. All right, I have to take a breaking information right now, then I'll get back to everyone. Let the tempest calm down a bit. Randeep Surjewala has tweeted, I'm just going to put that out. We understand the frustration of the BJP in being decisively rejected by the brothers and sisters of Karnataka, bringing an end to the 40% BJP Sarkar. I have also advised all Congress leaders to not to issue statement on this issue any further. The Congress party continues to reiterate that they stand united and this is just a propaganda of the BJP which is being put out. Shehzad, your comments.
First of all, can I respond to Mr. Surjewala's comment? First of all, Mr. Surjewala, I don't know whether he's referring to Sachin Pilot as a frustrated party man or if he's referring to Mr. D.K. Suresh. D.K. Suresh spoke to Times Now, another channel of yours, and said nothing doing. It's my brother's turn. He should get the nyay from the party. Nothing doing. Siddaramaiah ka bahut ho gaya. So it is D.K. Suresh who's a Lok Sabha MP. Brother, at least some brothers are standing up for their others. But having said
I stand up for the country.
Yeah, and you consider the Parivar as the country. That's the problem.
I consider Tiranga as the country.
Now let me come to the larger point. The larger point I'm making, Anusha, is only this, that you can consult while making a policy to tens of other civil society organizations. RSS can be consulted as part of that. But the Chief Minister being selected by somebody in an unconstitutional manner by an unprecedented citizen, which provision of the Congress provides for somebody to do that decision making
Maimaji, please
for
come in
people
on this.
just because
Maimaji, I have to bring another guest also. Maimaji, please come in on this point.
Yeah. But before I come to this, let me just say, Anusha, that, the sources that Rashidji was referring to must be, with due respect, I am saying, must be like the BJP spokesperson and Professor Ragi. Because you see, they are talking with such authority, saying that we'll tell you what is going on inside the party, as if they were sitting in all those meetings. One thing you would agree on, Anusha, that we have held a vote. And I think that's the information that we have officially dissipated. That vote has happened. And as I've rightly said, that you see the cabinet, we don't want to serve a half-baked pie. When the entire array is ready, it will be announced, and it will be announced in a very ceremonious way. It will be seen by the world, by the country, by Kannadigas who will welcome it, because they are patiently waiting. Wahan bekarari nahi hai. But let me just say that you see the BJP spokesperson's frustration is very right. Because Professor Ragi was talking about the diktats following the high command in the BJP. What happened to Mr. Yadurappa? The frustration of the BJP spokesperson is that they had just one tall leader, and that tall leader actually fell out. And now this is where they are. Had Mr. Modi not gone to Karnataka, they wouldn't have even crossed 60. They might not have even crossed 40. Who knows, not even 30. So you see, today they are frustrated, and rightfully so. We understand, we empathize.
But Maimaji, can I ask you your point about the unprecedented citizen bid? Because that's a point that all of us have been talking about. What does that exactly mean, perhaps in the technical terms? I mean, what kind of decision-making authority that really is?
In the technical terms,
power without accountability.
There is no other citizen before Mr. Rahul
Martyrdom
Gandhi
is not accountability.
Who has
Let Maimaji finish.
Martyrdom is not accountability.
Let Maimaji finish.
Rajiji's martyrdom and Indiraji's martyrdom is not accountability.
Maimaji, please. Maima Singh.
What psychophancy is this?
You're calling martyrdom psychophancy?
Maima Singh.
The BJP has been building a propaganda, and how? So I'm not even going there. I am saying that which other citizen of this country who has gone 3,500 kilometers talking to the people of this country about their political issues in this day and age. Today, he is a historical and unprecedented phenomenon, I would say, not only a citizen. Mr. Rahul Gandhi is a historical phenomenon.
Have been done by various leaders. I want to bring quick point, Shehzad, then I want to bring in Professor Sangeet Ragi and Rashid Kidwai. Shehzad, 30 seconds.
It's not my place, but Rashid Kidwai has perhaps spent at least 3 decades, if not more, tracking the Congress party. To come and tell him that his sources are some BJP or some professor is an insult to his experience. I mean, I disagree with Rashid terribly. We are terribly at each other's throat. But to undermine his journalism, he has written a book called 24 Akbar Road. Perhaps he's written that book more times the number of pages. She must have not even visited that office. So, to run down and to throw people under the bus is most unwholesome. And to then say unprecedented citizenship means the Parivar Bhakti, which is coming out on this show, is actually nauseating. It's nauseating if it was not discussed.
I have 2 more gentlemen on the broadcast. Professor Sangeet Ragi, I'll come back to you. Professor Sangeet Ragi, you had a point to make. Please go ahead. Professor Ragi.
Look, I think that the Congress party is entitled to do the thinking for a week or even for 15 days or a month. They are entitled to. The point, what I am trying to make is that there is a fight that is going on between Siddaramaiah and DK Shivakumar. The second is, no faction is going to concede the ground this time. Third, the Congress leadership at the top is unable to settle it, manage this conflict or the difference of opinion. And it is primarily because it is not the Congress top leadership which has delivered in Karnataka. The victory is because of the local leadership in which DK Shivakumar has played a crucial role. The money, the organizational skill, and polarizing the party cadres to vote for the Congress party and other. So the decisive power at the center level rests only when the central leadership is strong enough. Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi do not carry the same credibility which they used to have 10 years back or 15 years back. Had this been the situation, they would have settled, the conflict in Rajasthan also. This is not the case. And therefore, I am saying that tomorrow, if there is a vertical split in the Congress party, I won't be surprised. This is simply the saying that this party is frustrated or that party is frustrated. You can attribute to, you are a spokesperson of your party, you are entitled to do it. But the point is that the crisis is deeper. You cannot ignore it, which Rashid Kidwai is ignoring. This is deinstitutionalization of the polity. When I am saying deinstitutionalization of polity, it means that elected members of the Legislative Assembly are supposed to, decide who is going to be the leader.
Very valid
Fine,
point.
there are internal voting, they express their opinion. The observer should have decided then and there. Fine. That they gave the mandate to the High Command. Now the High Command is in fix.
Okay.
Here you don't find that this Amit Shah or Narendra Modi or Jagat Prakash Nadda is in fix. Here they decide, and the decision of the central leadership is accepted. In case of Congress party, it is not acceptable.
No, sir.
And
this
that is why both the factions
I
are
believe this
adamant.
is moving a little, forward with the
What
point
about
that,
the rebel
that
MLAs
one
of
second,
Himachal
ma'am,
and
one
Gujarat?
second. I want to bring in Rashid Kidwai into the discussion. Mr. Kidwai, this is a fair point to make, that the central leadership has to be strong enough to take decisions like that. And more importantly, they must have a sway over the regional satraps if these kind of power tussles are to be settled. Professor making a very valid point there that right now, Mrs. Sonia Gandhi or Rahul Gandhi or the Gandhi family doesn't have the same kind of sway that they had perhaps a decade ago. And that's why the situation in Rajasthan and earlier in Madhya Pradesh went out of hand. Mr. Kidwai.
I think, Anusha, the Congress has been slightly defensive about the role of Gandhis. Gandhis represent the political leadership of the Congress. They are former Congress presidents, and the Congress at present is in transition from, having this high command culture and going to a, elected Congress president. The problem is the elected Congress president is not asserting himself. He has all the mandate. Gandhis didn't want to interfere. This issue should have been settled in Bangalore by the observer, the level of Shivakumar Shinde and others on the basis of the headcount that they had done. But they missed that opportunity. And more so, I just want to tell, Mahima and as well as Randeep Surjewala, see, they don't understand the power of
I think
WhatsApp.
there's a reaction coming in. Let's listen in and then I'll go back to the guest.
मेरी बात तो चलते चलते बोल दीजिए। अरे यार सर ट्वीट पे जो हुआ वो बोल दीजिए ट्वीट मेरी बात तो चलते
The other tall leaders of the Congress party, there have been a slew of meetings. I think they're still underway. The press trying to get a reaction from them. Mr. D.K. Shivakumar earlier, when it was insisted upon by the press that he must make a statement, he even refused to tell where he's going to be in the next 24 hours, whether in Delhi or in Karnataka. So it looks very unlikely that the Congress party is going to divulge any details till they decide on a name. It's a decision that any party can make. So the Congress party is making that decision. Let's see how this turns out to be. Mr. Rashid Kidwai, you were making a point, then I'll go back to Mahima. Please go ahead.
Yes, I said, to blame it to the BJP is slightly, rich because all the lobbying and, kind of persuasion of all those ambitions, etc., is happening from the Congress, from various vested interests. And they don't understand the, the power of WhatsApp messaging. Then, only God can help the Congress party.
Only God can help the Congress party. That's what I'm saying. Mahima, coming to you, it's an interesting point and I believe a constitutionally important point that Professor Sangeet Ragi had raised, that this is a decision that should be best left to the party MLAs. And this is deinstitutionalization of polity which is happening. And I'm not just singularly blaming the Congress party for it. We have seen it across different political parties. But the decision should have rested with the MLAs. More importantly, the Congress party high command is not strong enough to rein in on the regional satraps if the need or a situation arises.
Anusha, let me just remind you
Do we still have Mahima Singh with us on the broadcast? It looks like her frame has frozen.
voting has been.
All right, we'll just reconnect that line. Tehseen, you want to take that point?
Wait, can you repeat it?
I spoke
May I
of the
just come in one line?
Just come on, yaar. I've not got one line in the whole show.
deinstitutionalization of polity and the central leadership being weak and not being able to rein in on the regional satraps.
No, that's not completely true. While I agree to some part of it, of course, I mean, at the time of the Congress at its peak, they could change a chief minister like how today the BJP changes the chief minister. Of course, that is political reality of today, and therefore the Congress will have to balance it. That's not rocket science. I mean, the chief minister of Gujarat was watching CNN News 18 and he was asked to leave office with the entire cabinet. He didn't know if he was still chief minister or no. He read it on CNN News 18 broken. He didn't even know. So you
But
may
Raji,
consider.
you know that.
I'm telling you, he was watching CNN News 18 and he was asked to leave office. The entire cabinet.
One second,
The
I'll come
fact
to
of the matter is, look, today, yes, the BJP is a stronger party. There's no denying that reality. And therefore, the BJP central leadership can take even undemocratic decisions. But the fact is that the Congress is building a consensus. And right now, what is going on? Let me take it on record, Anusha. The chief minister will be faster than Himanta Biswa Sharma ji was lobbying in Delhi. I'm using the word lobbying because Rashid Kedwaiji used it. But more importantly, right now the meeting is also for cabinet portfolios. Ultimately, in the first cabinet, mark my words, 2 of the 5 promises will be fulfilled.
You haven't answered my question. Shehzad, please go.
Look, here is a man who just said कि बच्चा पैदा हुआ नहीं तो मुंडन क्यों करवाना, is talking about cabinet being decided before chief minister. Isn't it the authority of the chief minister to decide cabinets?
That's the
So
Congress
another
promise.
erosion of the chief
Shehzad
minister's...
Poonawalla right now. Yes.
That's the
It is-
Congress
so
promise.
this is another confession, candid confession of the erosion of the authority of the chief minister, that before a chief minister has been named, you are deciding the portfolio.
That's a promise.
Please,
They don't understand
Anusha, I
promises.
request you.
Let him finish his point, then I'll come to
Anusha,
you.
I request you.
I'll come to you, Taisi.
And you know,
Shehzad.
I take strong objection to people who are not even official representatives of the party. He has every right to be here.
Yeah.
But to delegitimize a chief minister who occupies a constitutional position, who's won the biggest mandate in Gujarat, even bigger mandate than our stalwart leader of Prime Minister Modi, to delegitimize him by saying and make loose comments like he was watching this and he was watching
The
that. I
earlier
take
chief
strong,
minister,
I
Mr.
take
Rupani.
strong objection to
can
this.
take. You
I
didn't know you were
Can
no
I
longer
please,
chief
Anusha,
minister.
not be disturbed?
One at a time, my
You
request.
set rules
Yes.
for yourself, but you don't follow it yourself.
Yes.
And this is the art of political hypocrisy of the Congress. Now, let me just take one point further. Professor Ragi is right, but he's half right. Professor Ragi has rightly said that there is deinstitutionalization of politics, but it is also delegitimization of political institutionality in this country, which is happening because this kind of decision making being vested in the hands of eminent and very preeminent citizens of the country who have neither place in the parliamentary board of the party or place in the MLA or the elected legislature of the party is eroding the mandate of the people. My party takes a decision through a parliamentary board and through the elected legislators. There is a system, and this is something that we consider holy. The Congress party and its supporters coming and delegitimizing and slapping the people of Karnataka and saying that we respect Rajiv Gandhi's martyrdom, but how is that a relevant issue for Rahul Gandhi to decide the next chief minister of Karnataka?
You know, Tehseen, a lot of political chatter aside, but this is about how a decision is being made within the party. And as I said earlier, is the constitution of the party per se is being followed while that decision is being made? Tehseen, please go ahead.
Yeah, just a thing. RSS seeks report cards from ministers. RSS, this is Amit
I
Shah
have
ji as
explained
BJP
that
president.
point.
Hold on,
One
hold
second.
on,
Let him
hold
make
on.
his point.
Come
Yeah.
on, come on.
Go ahead.
RSS seeks report card. RSS on the educational policy. Why are sitting
Don't we
union
consult
ministers
civil society?
why does RSS is civil society?
Why not? Is it
Civil
not?
society asks for report card. They summon ministers or they
This
go
is
to
your
the-
way of writing
this
some-
Is, this is all
One
headlines
second,
over here. One second.
Tehseen,
I am asking you.
There is a distinction being drawn
Please,
in
may I?
the government coming out and saying we are going to, take these
So-
report cards and, RSS is
And-
going to
and RSS
decide,
asking for it.
or media reports putting that out. That's
Just
not
hold
the
on.
What was the
final word.
NAC?
Just
Please
hold
tell
Right,
him. What was
right.
the NAC?
All right,
What is
Tehseen
the
right now.
NAC?
Tehseen right now. Tehseen right now. Yes.
So the RSS can ask report cards from.
No, RSS cannot ask report
It cannot.
cards.
So when
that
it
is
does,
not a
so it
parallel
does it.
here. Why are you drawing the two parallels?
Why is
What is
the RSS?
Why are we
chief-
going in
why
that direction?
Are the RSS chief speeches live telecasted? Why does
Tehseen,
the
How is that
RSS
relevant?
Why?
Can
It
we
is.
come
What
back to
is his
Karnataka?
locus standi?
Can we come back
What
to
is his
Karnataka?
constitutional
Are you
authority?
basically
So I
arguing-
am saying.
are you basically arguing-
Now, please allow me. Mrs. Sonia Gandhi is chairperson of the UPA and member of parliament. Shri Rahul Gandhi and Shrimati Priyanka Gandhi Vadra were star campaigners for the Congress in Karnataka
not a
on paper.
position.
There were
Please allow
40
me.
star campaigners.
Please allow me.
There are
That's not a
40 star
position.
campaigners.
Doesn't matter.
There are 40.
That's not a
They have-
position.
Please allow me. Please allow
So
me.
star
Yes.
campaigners are
Please allow
consulted
me.
to make chief
Apart from
ministers.
that, he asked what is the
Anusha,
position. I've given one
Imran
position.
Pratap Gadi was
Professor
star
Saab, I'm coming
campaigner.
to you. I'm
Apart from
coming to
that,
you.
they have a special place in the Congress hierarchy. No if, no but. and not embarrassed about it.
Is
If
the
BJP can consult RSS, the Congress
central
will
leadership
consult Gandhi.
is the central
Will
leadership
consult Gandhis.
is the central leadership? You can consult Gandhi. Congress
Of course
party can
they'll
consult
consult.
whoever they want to. That's not my question. My
Inse
question
thodi na
is the
You can
central
consult
leadership
even Rome.
is the central leadership strong enough to rein in on the regional satraps? You could not. The Congress party
There is
could not do that in
no
Rajasthan.
problem in Rajasthan. There is no problem in Karnataka. Sachin Pilot wants
you-
action against Vasundhara Raje's government. That is why he
Have you heard the
Dismay
facts
dare
of
hue.
Sachin Pilot?
He
The
wants
Sachin
against
Pilot-
Vasundhara Raje's
Sachin
government.
Pilot's Jan Akrosh rally is
It's for
against the
paper
omission.
leaks and
Is
paper
against the omission of the Congress government from taking any kind of
which
action.
government?
It's
And on paper
against the
leaks.
government.
And
Congress
on
party.
paper
Which
leaks.
government?
All right.
And on
Vasundhara
paper
Raje
leaks.
government.
All right,
Anushka, let me
Professor,
just have a word.
Professor Sangeet Ragi has a point to make.
Can I just have one
Professor Sangeet Ragi, then I come to you, Shehzad. Yes.
Look, my limited point is that the RSS never interfere in the functioning of the government.
Exactly.
Only when somebody consults the RSS, only the RSS comes forward to, give the advice. Beyond that, RSS has no role in functioning of the government at all.
Yeah.
So this is a media rumor that the ministers, go to the RSS with their report card. This is something which is, very loose talk, and we should not accept it, number one. Number two, even if the BJP consults the RSS because of there is some ideological linking between the two. On the ideological line, certainly they, they take the advice of the RSS or the RSS extend advice to. But the question is unanswered. That who is Rahul Gandhi?
Okay.
Rahul Gandhi is not a mature politician. Rahul Gandhi is no more even a parliamentarian. Rahul Gandhi is no more a part of the parliamentary board. Rahul Gandhi is no more the part of any decision-making committee. He's not there. He's just
Sir,
an
all I
ordinary member
hope
of the
is that there is a
Congress
clear
party.
decision that comes from
You
the
are
Congress.
saying that.
Congress
You are
party
saying
has
that.
a man.
Taseen
Respecting the mandate of the people that has been given. Shehzad Poonawala, Tehseen Poonawala, and Advocate Mahima Singh, Professor Sangeet Ragi, Rashid Kidwai. Thank you all for joining us on the broadcast. And as I end this heated discussion, there's a couplet that I'd like to say to. दुश्मनी जम कर करो मगर ये गुंजाइश रहे कि जब कभी हम दोस्त हों तो शर्मिंदा ना होना पड़े. So let's see. That's for all political parties. With that, it's a wrap. Thank you for watching.
अगली कांग्रेस की सरकार कर्नाटक में 6.5 करोड़ कन्नडिगाओं के लिए काम करने के लिए प्रतिबद्ध है. हम कांग्रेस की 5 गारंटियां मंत्रिमंडल की पहली बैठक में जैसा राहुल गांधी जी ने और जैसा खड़गे साहब ने कहा उन्हें लागू करके दिखाएंगे. भारतीय जनता पार्टी अपनी करारी हार से बौखलाई हुई है, विचलित है और इसीलिए वो झूठा प्रोपेगेंडा और प्रपंच टेलीविजन के माध्यम से और उनका सोशल मीडिया अजीबोगरीब खबरें चलवा रहा है. उन पर विश्वास मत कीजिए. हम कांग्रेस ब्रांड कर्नाटका का पुनर्निर्माण करेंगे. हम एक काबिल सरकार कर्नाटका को देंगे, एक ट्रांसपेरेंट, अकाउंटेबल और ईमानदार सरकार कर्नाटक को देंगे. 40% कमीशन का अंत करेंगे और ये सुनिश्चित करेंगे कि हम हर कन्नडिगा के लिए 6.5 करोड़ कन्नडिगा हमारे भाई और बहन हमारी इकलौती प्राथमिकता हैं और हम उन सब के लिए काम करेंगे. धन्यवाद. नमस्कार साथियों. Just one second. Relax. Okay. Namaskar साथियों. A lot of speculation was going on and there was all of you were calling me incessantly. I just wanted to point out that deliberations are currently being held by Honorable Congress President Shri Mallikarjun Kharge. I have met up with PCC President and CLP leader myself. PCC President and CLP leader went and met Shri Rahul Gandhi today. They have also met the AICC President. AICC President has been authorized to appoint the new leader of the Congress Legislature Party unanimously. And that's why the deliberations are currently underway. Please do not resort to any speculation. Whenever a decision is taken by the Honorable Congress President, we will be happy to inform you. I am only here to quash multiple rumors and hearsay and planted news that are being played on television channels. Please do not believe it. Please do not accept it. Whenever Congress Party takes a decision, either today or tomorrow, we will be the first ones to inform you. So stop showing fake cards, stop announcing fake dates, and stop listening to rumors being planted by Bharatiya Janata Party, which is frustrated by decisive defeat in Karnataka and mandate given by 6.5 crore Kannadigas to the Congress Party. The Congress Party is committed to the welfare of each Kannadiga. The Congress Party is committed to fulfill its 5 Congress guarantees. The Congress Party is committed to implement its agenda. The Congress Party is committed to giving a clean, transparent and responsible government. And it's only a matter of today or tomorrow, and we will have a new leader of the Congress Legislature Party. Within next 48 to 72 hours, we'll have a new cabinet in Karnataka, and in the first cabinet meeting of the next Congress government of Karnataka, we will implement the 5 Congress guarantees and begin the work of rebuilding brand Karnataka all over again. So I'm only here to tell you, stop believing fake news, stop listening to fake rumors, and stop listening to the BJP propelled fake propaganda which is frustrated by its decisive defeat in Karnataka. Karnataka will have a 5-year-long stable government. Karnataka will have a Congress government committed to peace, progress and harmony. Karnataka will ensure that the 5 Congress guarantees are implemented as promised by Shri Rahul Gandhi. And Khadge Sahab is somebody who believes in 3 principles. I repeat again, the Congress President believes in 3 principles: consensus, unanimity and unity. Shri Mallikarjun Kharge ji, who has been authorized to appoint the next leader of the Congress Legislature Party by the Congress Legislature Party, will announce after holding due deliberations. मित्रों, साथियों, मैं आपके समक्ष केवल ये कहने को उपस्थित हुआ हूं कि बहुत सारे टेलीविजन चैनल बहुत सारी फेक न्यूज चला रहे हैं, बहुत सारे फेक कार्ड्स दिखा रहे हैं, बहुत सारी मिथ्या और झूठी तिथियां घोषित कर रहे हैं। इनमें कोई सच्चाई नहीं। श्री मलिक, आप आ जाइए मेरी जगह, आप बाइट दे दीजिए।
All right, some latest news coming in from Pakistan. Imran Khan alleges a crackdown by Pakistani forces as he addressed the nation. A short while ago, he also shared the visuals on Twitter, the scenes outside his home. That's the word coming in. We'll just play out that reaction that has come in.
मैंने भी सुना है कि जनाब 40 दहशतगर्द मेरे घर में हैं, जिनको मैंने पनाह दी हुई है, और कहा जी कि हम इनके ऊपर कोई घर के ऊपर कार्रवाई होगी 40 दहशतगर्द को पकड़ने के लिए। मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है आपको कि 40 दहशतगर्द अगर घर में हैं तो मेरी जिंदगी को भी खतरा है। मेहरबानी करके जरूर आए यहाँ, लेकिन इस तरह ना आए कि कोई दावा बोल के इस तरह करें, सर्च वारंट लेके आए, एक मुहस्सब माशरे की तरह आए कि कोई नाम तो देंगे दहशतगर्द है कौन, और आए हम आपको सारी दिखा देते हैं घर में कितने दहशतगर्द हैं।
Sheikh is joining us on the broadcast. Abhishek, this is not quietening down, this is only escalating. Give us more context.
seen Imran Khan very passionate speech, and apparently the address that he was making on social media was ended abruptly. He had before the address ended abruptly. He said that this is probably his last tweet or last message before he will be arrested again, and because his house in Lahore Zaman Park is besieged, there are police force surrounding the house, and they have claimed that 30 to 40 miscreants who have been allegedly involved in damaging the property of army installations and damaging other part of government assets as well. They have been hiding in Imran Khan's house, and this gives a reason that the force can very well go ahead and raid Imran Khan's house. This is what Imran Khan has suggested. We have seen a crackdown, a massive crackdown against senior leadership of PTI across the country, where leaders have been arrested, gotten bail, then re-arrested, then picked up. So there is a lot of allegation game going on from the both sides, from the PTI side as well as from the side of government and army as well.
A lot of allegations which are happening from both the sides, and as my colleague Abhishek was pointing out, this is only leading to further escalation. Earlier it was argued that those 40 people who attacked the army installations were inside the residence in Zaman Park of Imran Khan, and that's why special forces had to be rushed in. Imran Khan has responded to all of that. We'll continue tracking that and much more. It's a wrap on this edition. My colleague Poonam joins you with the right stand.
Good evening, hello and welcome. You're watching The Right Stand here on CNN News 18 with me, Poonam Burde. The Game of Thrones in Karnataka Congress continues. The fight to govern in Bengaluru is playing out here in Delhi. Two chief ministerial hopefuls vying for the one top job, and neither of them ready to back down. Not even an inch will be ceded from their demands. The epicenter of all activity today was the residence of Mallikarjun Kharge, the president of the Congress party. A meeting with Siddaramaiah and DK Shivakumar personally, and then a huddle with his counsels who are guiding him on how to deal with this situation. Now on record, the Congress maintains all is well. There is complete unity and a decision will be reached soon. 48 hours to 72 hours is the timeline the Congress has set for not just the decision, but for an entire cabinet to be formed and for the government to be in place, which means the swearing-in ceremony will also happen within the next 2 to 3 days. They claim that all that we hear are mere rumors, which should not be paid heed to. But that's not stopping either of the camps from applying pressure. Former Chief Minister of Karnataka, Siddaramaiah, is ahead in the race as far as the next Chief Minister is concerned. Many suggest that. He's making sure he's driving home that particular point. Here's what we learned from our sources of what he told the party top brass, not just Mallikarjun Kharge, but Rahul Gandhi as well, who he met this afternoon. He told them that he has the highest approval rating in all of the surveys. He's also the MLA's choice as far as that report was sought by the Karnataka observers. He also then says that DK Shivakumar, the other person vying for the top job, has only 10% approval rating. So where are you going to get the popularity and the consensus from? He also then talks of the Ahinda votes, someone who comes from the Purba community. He says these Ahinda votes will dump the party right before Lok Sabha elections next year if DK Shivakumar gets the top job. Siddaramaiah is also believed to have told the top brass that he will retire from politics altogether if he is not made the chief minister. He even then allegedly warned of not being involved in any future party matters. Is that something that the Congress can afford? He also then highlighted that DK Shivakumar is someone who's been in the crosshairs of multiple investigating agencies, including the Enforcement Directorate. He says if DKS is made the chief minister, then those cases that he faces, those allegations that he faces, could be used as a tool to destabilize the Karnataka government. But DK Shivakumar is not one to back down this easily. He too is lobbying and lobbying very, very hard. This is what we learned from our sources within his camp. We've learned that he's outrightly rejected the offer to become the Deputy Chief Minister. He will not be playing second fiddle to Siddaramaiah. He's made that very, very clear. He also then played the Dalit card. He pitched Mallikarjun Kharge as the Chief Minister. Remember, he not just is the chief of the Congress party, he's also someone who hails from the state of Karnataka. DKS then said that all MLAs will back Kharge as the CM. He could be the consensus candidate that everyone puts their weight behind. DKS is also believed to have told Rahul Gandhi and Mallikarjun Kharge that a Dalit Chief Minister will strengthen the Congress's coalition as well, something that could help the party in 2024 elections. So is there a third name in the running? For the top job, there may be just two contenders or what we're learning as far as DK Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah is concerned. But could there be a dark horse? Is there a third compromise candidate that the Congress is looking at? Pallavi and Harish, my colleagues, join us to get us the very latest, both of what's happening here in Delhi and what's happening in Bengaluru. And senior editor Pallavi, getting you in first, there could be a third name that could crop up. That could be the compromise that both DK Shivakumar and Mr. Siddaramaiah would agree upon.
Yes, absolutely. Though it's still too early to talk about this now, because I think one final push will be given by the Congress party to try and come out with some kind of a solution. See, the bottleneck over here, that's what Congress party is pointing out, is that as of now, there are two main contenders, which of course is DK Shivakumar as well as Siddaramaiah. Now, I think tonight, or there are going to be yet another attempt in the morning, emissaries being sent to ensure that one of them blinks first. DK Shivakumar, as we know, remains adamant about not going in for a rotation system or, a deputy chief minister. So what is really going to be the way out? So what top Congress sources have been telling me is that we as of now have these two main contenders, but should there be no breakthrough, then the possibility of a third person emerging is something which cannot be ruled out. What is very important is to have someone who would be acceptable to all. And the second thing, of course, has a maximum number of support of the MLAs.
Whether that consensus candidate is something that is decided on, is that the middle path the Congress really needs, or will they finally be able to placate one camp? That decision is going to come out within the next 24 to 48 hours. An entire cabinet and government would be ready in the next 72 hours, as confirmed on record by the Congress party. Now, the final responsibility to make this decision rests completely on the shoulders of Mallikarjun Kharge, the chief of the Congress party. But Sonia Gandhi, the former president, is playing an important role, that of a peacemaker. She spoke to both those contenders today, and this is what she had to tell them. To DK Shivakumar, Sonia Gandhi made it very, very clear that there will be justice. But the message to Siddaramaiah was sent was also that he has to ensure there is no public bickering. There cannot be a rift out in the open, much like what we are seeing in Rajasthan. To DKS, Sonia Gandhi is believed to have said that his sacrifice, his loyalty will be rewarded. Many see that as hint as Sonia trying to placate DK Shivakumar because the Congress has decided that Siddaramaiah is going to be the next chief minister. But a message has also been sent to Siddaramaiah that even though he may be made the chief ministerial face now or declared as a chief minister, he has to maintain balance. Promises have to be kept. Harish, my colleague, joining us live for more details on this. Harish, we've seen several MLAs that were brought by both camps to the national capital. It was muscle flexing, a show of strength by both camps. All of those MLAs were given to understand have been asked to return by the party top brass, but the two contenders are staying put in Delhi.
Yes, remember, no consensus has been reached now. The High Command really struggling to ensure that there's one formula that both these parties will accept. And the High Command understood that the optics outside wherever the meeting was taking place wasn't something that was doing a great deal to the Congress's image. Remember, we've seen DK Shivakumar supporters outside wherever he went to have talks, whether it's with KC Venugopal, Surjewala, or even with Rahul Gandhi. Similarly, a whole entourage of MLAs with Siddaramaiah. The party High Command wanted to ensure that drama doesn't play outside while there are talks still going on. That's why they've been asked to leave. But both these leaders asked to stay in Delhi because, as I mentioned, a lot more talk that needs to be done. Perhaps, as Pallavi pointed, there's still a lot more time, 24 to 36 hours, before the Congress High Command will look at a third option. Right now, they're still confident that there can be one formula that both these parties will agree on. But right now, none of them willing to budge from their stance. DK Shivakumar making it very clear that he wants that chief minister chair. And even if we are talking about a rotation, it has to be he who gets the first shot at the chair. Siddaramaiah clearly not willing to do that. And the Congress really running out of options, and they don't have too much time. There are already leaders from Karnataka who have told the party High Command that if this continues, the party's image takes a beating in Karnataka. Not something that they would want, especially just days after getting